The Demon of Swords by Adam.D.Leyburn. The human traveled down beneath the world, a passage long forgotten, just a dream or faded story from a time since dead, a tunnel of an age which rose from blood. Yet centuries did fly to fairy tales. Protectors of this chasm disappeared, their righteous mission long ago forgot. The vice of violence had fled the world. They conquered murder. Peace had thus been won. The sword became a relic of the past. Yet peace so long begot a restless soul. Pastoral calm for most sedates the itch, the thirst ambitious hearts would yearn towards. Yet idle minds, the impetus of feet that lusts for grounds of new horizon born. By drumbeat rhythm of an eager heart this human marched to shores and lands unseen. Thus now this human ventured deep to where no person touched within the memory of fact or fable known to sage or song. For sunless days and starless nights declined the human. Gloom defined the corridor, but light of torch against the darkness fought. To fear the dark, a lesson humans now had failed to learn and failed to teach their young, resulting of the times so mild and tame. To depths below the human forged their path until a dreadful door they stumbled on. Engraved in deepest onyx gems, the face of one amidst a dire and torturous pain, and bellows shrieked and shook from through the door. Yet not with fear the human pushed the gate. Beyond, a chamber marked by 3 rough walls, restrained inside the center was a beast, if beast be term enough for one so vile. Its skin was smooth and taut, bestretched across the bone, appearing like a beetle's shell. Throughout its body lined were spines of white with fluted tips, a venom sting against the hot embrace of lover, soldier, both. Disgusting mandibles did gnash and bite, and howls of pain and rage erupted forth. Beyond a titan's height would it have stood, yet blades impaled its form against the ground, a trio swords affixed inside its chest. Imprisoned demon turned its gaze anew, and human met the eyes of galaxies. Its eyes were jewels of darkest ruby, with innumerable facets like a fly's. Within each face a world anew was seen, extraordinary images and sights, a view of things which were or could have been. And while suns and moons the humans saw within, their innocence allowed no fear to bud. They met the void with mind inquisitive, and it scoured the fearless human's heart and soul. Then the demon ceased its cries of pain, and uttered words of milk and honey soft.
Within these walls I have lain in torture for millennia. I have seen into the deepest recesses of your soul, small one, and I can see you know the value of freedom. Meeting the wind of a new land rushing through your hair, feeling the foreign soil beneath your feet. I long for it. I can see in you a curious soul. So I offer you a plea for mercy and an opportunity. Release me from my binds, and for each of these blades you remove from my breast, I shall grant you the knowledge of any question you desire.
No danger did the human see in this, thus pulled them quick a sword from demon's chest, and asked the monster of a question dear. Oh, show me, friend, each land of this great world. And visions new accosted them of lands afar and near from the eyes of stars. Regret ensued, as now the human knew of all the woods and all the mountain spires, of brooks and oceans wider than their dreams. The world no longer held its secrets close, thus never now could secrets be explored. Distraught, they hesitated not, and fought to pull a blade and ask anew for hope. Oh, where may I now seek uncharted plains? Again their mind was overwhelmed with color. Sensation brought them down before the beast to kneel before the demon's hulking form. The human knew now that their journey lay within the minds and hearts of humankind. Forbidden knowledge, long forgotten, came, of rage, of hate, of greed, of yearning lust, emotions known no more by world above. Though knowledge of these sentiments were found, experience of them had yet to come. An idle mind, the impetus of hearts that lust for joy of new activity. The human felt a pang of dread, and turned, yet with intoxicating thrill their breast did beat a pace of awesome fright. An idle mind no longer, stepped them now to third and final blade inside the beast, and laid a hand upon the hilt with pause. A final time their eyes were joined. The human asked with voice a-quiver so, "To feel these grand sensations that you've shown is now my one true quest in forward life. Will you help me?"
Little one, in a time before these walls caged me, I was a roaming spirit through kingdoms and empires. Powers rose and fell, as inexorable as the ebb and flow of the tide. They sailed upon a stormy sea of blood, only to be dashed against the cliffs of war, scattered and scarred, clinging to the pieces of a broken world. The whimpers of the meek and drowning were a decrescendo to each battle, as every clash of warriors began a symphony. The drums, the beat of death's most violent march, and sounding brass foretold the chimes of steel. A scarlet chorus sung their dirge beneath the boot of victory. My sole regret, that when the silence hung, there were none but the crows to applaud me. Yes, I will help you.
The human from the dark below arose with sword in hand and fire in heart and soul, a passion fueled by vice and gore and death. Thus age both old and new was brought to light, and dark dispelled the soft and gentle peace. Too soon the tranquil age was dead and gone. The idle soul, the impetus of times humanity had long ago forsook.